for all things you need to know about the descending device. This is fish brain, guys. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Oh, this is a bigger fish, Amanda. What is it? It looks like a bigger almaco, or? This video is brought to you by FWC's Catch a Florida Memory Program. Today we are going to be covering a very important topic, is how to use a descending device. Can we see that, Emily? Oh, yes. There we go. That is our descending device for today. Now, it's very important to have one on your boat. What happens if you catch a snowy grouper and they're out of season? A tilefish, it's out of season. Maybe you catch a vermilion snapper, but you've already caught your limit and you need to send these fish back home. You want to make sure you're releasing them correctly, safely, and you're going to help them to live another day because this fish has gone through a big barometric pressure change. It was fast for them, and now they got to get back home nice and safe. So today we're going to be covering how to use one of these, how to rig one, how to send your fish home, and do it all properly. My name's Amanda. Emily's behind the camera. This is Kona, and welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins. The most important thing you need is to have your descending device rigged and ready to go. What happens if you're out there, you're not planning to catch a snowy, you catch it, and well, you're not rigged, you're not ready. It's gonna take a minute to get yourself rigged and you're just wasting precious time on sending your fish back home. So what we like to do is have a designated descending rod. Now we're using a 15 to 30 pound spinning rod, but you can literally use just about anything. The tackle isn't important as long as it works. You could use a conventional rod. So what we did is we basically tie a single loop chicken rig. Coming off the braid, all I do is I tie a double uni to some 50 pound leader. Today I use fluoro. You could use mono. You could probably get away with only using braid if you wanted to. And since I have a single loop chicken rig, I've got one loop right here ready to go, which is where my descending device is going to attach. And then only a couple feet down, I have my bottom loop, which is where my sinker is going to attach. Remember that first loop we made with our chicken rig? We're gonna come in here, clip this thing right on to that first loop. That is where your fish is going to attach. Can you see that, Emily? Oh, yeah. All right, and now I'm just gonna show you very quickly the sinker, and we're gonna go fishing, I promise. I just have a 10-ounce egg sinker here. I would recommend a bell sinker if you have one, but egg sinkers work perfectly good, so I'm just gonna slide my loop knot through. So this is the second loop that we made. The bottom loop, which comes out right here. And this one is pretty easy. I'm just gonna attach it like that. So here we have our sinker, whether you use egg sinker or bell sinker, any kind of sinker, as long as it works on the bottom loop. Go up around 2 or 3 feet. We have our descending device, and now we just need the fish. We'll have everything. One last step before heading out there is making sure that our descending device is rigged for our water depth and that we're ready to go. So what we do is, you see we have these two claws here. These claws are what are going to grab the lower jaw of your lip. So we can pretend that... Of your fish's lip. Of your fish's lip. We can pretend that my thumb is that lower jaw, and what we want to do is right here, we can just pinch these in, and that's going to grab right there the lower jaw of your fish's lip. And to release that, we can just pull back on these pins. That opens it back up. So that's basically how you're going to be putting it on to your fish, and then you have to make sure that you're setting it for the correct depth. This device here has 3 depth settings: 100 and 200 and 300 feet. Now this one right now is set up for 100 feet, which means that our split ring is all the way out from these 2 screws. You can see there's 1 screw on this side, 1 screw on that side. So what we're gonna do if we want to set this, let's say, to 200 feet, we're gonna line up our split ring with our screws. So it's in line with the screws, and we're gonna push down to this first level right here, which is now going to 200. Right there, you see that, how I push down and twist 90 degrees. Now it's set for 200 feet. If I wanted to do 300 feet, we're gonna push down again. We can come back, that's 100. Push all the way down, 300 feet. And that's basically how you wanna set it up. So today, we're gonna be in 100 feet, so I'm just gonna have it all the way out and open. we made it to our fishing spot, and something that we realized we forgot to do because we got so caught up in showing you guys how to set up your descending device is we forgot to rig our rods for the fish. So we're gonna be fishing with a chicken rig, which is actually a very similar concept to the descending device. And you guys saw our last video on catch and release techniques where we used the chicken rig. So this time I'm gonna show you the steps to get to that chicken rig result. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the braid. Now this braid is on the reel and it's coming off the rod, and you can see this knot right here. This is a bimini. And what the bimini does is it doubles our line. So you can see how the line is doubled down here, and what that does is it gives you A, the option to maybe tie an Albright, or B, it also strengthens the line where your knot is to your fluoro, because now you have double the line, the braid here, and then our fluoro. So this is 40-pound fluoro, this is a double uni, and then this is our, I believe we have 30-pound braid. The first thing we need to do is start our chicken rig, and all we're gonna do is do a very simple overhand knot. But instead of doing it one time, just so we have it like this, and we are going to go through this hole twice, not once, but twice, just like that. Good, Amanda? Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna pull on it. And then I'll give it a little tug this way too. So our first loop is up here, and we're gonna go down probably about a foot to make our second loop. So we have our line, and all I'm gonna do is double it and pinch it. You guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, and now just like tying a regular overhand knot, I'm gonna go once, twice, and I'm gonna pull on it. And that makes our second loop. Those first two knots were for, or the first two loops were for the hooks. Now, some people make 3-hook chicken rigs, so I could actually do another one. I like to stick to 2, and all I'm gonna do is tie a final loop, which this one can actually be a little bit closer to the loop. It doesn't have to be a whole foot away because all that's going on it is some lead. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the bottom. Just give it a tug, and then I'm gonna cut this tag end off, which is attached to my spool of fluoro. And this is where the lead's gonna go. And then we're gonna have one hook here and one hook on the next one. I have a 6-ounce sinker on the bottom, which Amanda actually looks like a 9 to you guys, but it's actually 6. It goes this way. So Amanda already showed you guys how to put the egg sinker on, and I'm gonna show you guys how to put the hooks on. All we are going to do is pinch this line as tight as we can, and we're going to put it through the eye of the hook, just like that. Good? Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna go around the hook, just like that. We're gonna pull on it. I'm just gonna give it a nice little tug.
There you go.
Secure.
No knot, just a quick little loop. Loop-de-loop.
First job with the chicken rig. Today I'm just using, well not today, but right now I'm just using shrimp. I have some other options. I brought squid and ballyhoo just to see what's biting. I have my descending device already rigged with the sinker on the other side of the boat. Emily, if you want to show them. Fish on. Yes. We are on. Oh.
Uh-oh. Is it a nice one, Amanda?
Yeah.
Is your drag okay?
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's not a shark, or that I don't get sharked. So I'm just gonna reel really fast, because we're near a wreck. There are sharks here, so we gotta beat the sharks. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
2, 200 feet of water. Whoa. Lift. 1. Okay, here we go, he's coming up.
Coming up?
Uh-oh.
Did he come off?
I don't know. Oh, he's still here. He's still here.
What is it? It is?
Is it a jack?
Is it a blue?
Oh, it's a jack.
It's a little jack.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Perfect though, man. This is perfect. It's an Almaco.
Caught an Almaco jack.
Now you could
From
eat these.
200 feet down. What?
You could eat them.
Yes, we could. But we'll go ahead and use this fish. Show you the descending device. Now jacks are very strong fish and strong swimmers. I could probably release this guy, he would be fine, but we'll play it safe and grab that device.
First thing we're gonna do.
Well, the first thing that I did was I got my hands wet because I want to make sure I'm handling my fish with wet hands so that I don't remove his slime coat. Let's get this device in that lower jaw, like so, right?
Yep.
We're in 180 feet of water. I have my device set appropriately, and we're gonna send this guy down. You ready?
I'm ready, Amanda.
Okay, all I'm gonna do is open the bail. That sinker is taking him straight down to the bottom. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
You see how fast he went down? Once the device reaches the correct barometric pressure for the setting it's at, it will release. So I'm just gonna stop at the bottom. I don't really have to do anything. Just gotta wait. It should release. I should feel it. Set it down. My egg sticker's down to the bottom. The fish is clearly not here anymore. He got released, so I'm just gonna reel this up. And we are going to look at our device being released. Here it comes. Here we are.
Oh,
Look
at that.
at our device. So the claw is open, which means our fish was released down at the depth where he came from. It was a quick, we had a moment for a picture, we handled our fish with wet hands, and I'm gonna stick this back in the rod holder, and we are going to try for another fish. Something else I like to do, keep the claw open between fish, and so it's not flying around. You can even kind of gently place it right in here, like so. There you go. Just not on the actual guide on the side. My chicken rig bait of choice is going to be shrimp or squid. That's what I would recommend. I'm gonna start with shrimp, and that's what Amanda just caught the jack on. So shrimp it is. Going down. And while I wait for the bite, let's talk about barotrauma. So for any of you scuba divers out there, and it applies both directions for going under the water and into the air, into the sky on an airplane. So you know when you scuba dive, if you go too fast, your ears hurt. Or even if you're just swimming in a pool, your ears can hurt if you go too fast. And another example would be, let's say you're scuba diving 50 feet, and at 50 feet you need a proper safety stop. So imagine diving 50 feet and then shooting straight to the surface. That is not gonna feel okay. And basically the change in the barometric pressure is what is happening too quickly. So that's why we have safety stops when we scuba dive. And with airplanes, the airplanes are obviously pressurized, so we don't have that. The technology is there for us. Oh, I'm getting bit.
Ooh, that was
That's not
fast.
bit. Give it a minute.
Okay.
Ready, Amanda?
Yes.
Okay, see if he's there. Nope, send it back. So basically, instead of us scuba diving, it's the fish getting caught and coming to the surface way too fast. The fish has no time to adjust to the pressure change, and they suffer from barotrauma. Fish can have barotrauma, and you might not be able to notice the signs. So that's why if you're fishing in 100, 200 feet of water, it's definitely good to have that device and use it, even if your fish looks okay. Some signs, maybe. The most obvious one is when you see their stomach come out of their mouths. That's a pretty obvious sign of barotrauma. That happens, you guys have seen that on our Polar Ridge trips. Remember it happened on that,
Tile
it was a tile fish,
no,
right?
Sand tile.
The sand tile, yes, it was on the sand tile. So that is a key sign of barotrauma. Yes! We're on!
We're on?
Yeah.
Nice!
This is gonna be a bigger one. This feels like a nice one.
What are your bets?
I think it's another jack.
A jack?
Yeah, like another almaco.
Here we go. Reel, line, whatever, lift.
Lift, line, lift, line. Okay. Fights are a little longer when you're fishing this deeper water. We're in 180, almost 200 feet of water. Right, Amanda?
Yep.
Catching almaco jacks, which they get big like amberjacks, but not that big. Like you will catch big ones, but it's not super common.
Like in Polar Ridge you will.
Yes, but the size of these that we're catching is pretty typical for out here.
You tired?
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, you almost here?
Yeah, actually, it's getting easier. Something else. Actually, I have another fun fact for you guys about the air expanding. So once, oh, this is a bigger fish, Amanda.
What is it?
See? It looks like a bigger almaco, or yes, it's a nice size almaco.
Almaco.
Look at that. Nice one. Getting a little bigger. Okay, let's take a nice picture and then get him released with the descending device.
Using, here we go. What kind of net is this?
Knotless rubber net. We're good. Okay, he was a little bigger, so we definitely needed to net him. Time to release our Almaco. He's on the device, in the water, send him down. Back to the fun fact that I had for you guys was basically how air inflates. So when you see that belly come up, the air is inflating, making it larger because of the barometric pressure change. Mahi? Oh my goodness! No. Those are mahi! Those are mahi! Can you see them, Emily? Get a squid out there! Get a squid out there! Get a squid out. Hurry! We should at least try to catch one. Can we catch mahi? Throw them up, go run to the bow. Throw them, yeah. Yes. Okay, they're coming back. Oh my gosh! There's mahi out here! We don't even have a rig for mahi, Amanda. There they are. There's the mahi. They came back. Oh my gosh! I think you got one, Amanda. Already? Yeah. You ready? Yes. See if he's there. Oh no! He spit it. Try again. Round 2. They're right at the boat. Got it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How long should I wait a minute? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Oh boy. You there? Yeah, he's there. Oh, there he goes. I don't know if I got that. Ready? Here he comes. Here he comes. Check this out. The school's with him. Look at the school. Look how cool that is. The school is coming with him. Here we go. There he is. Beautiful. Look how pretty. Nice fish. Here he is. Bright yellow. I mean, bright yellow. Wow. That is so pretty. Good cat. Woohoo! Fighter. He's a fighter. Beautiful fish. Look at that. So, a little fun fact, guys. If we wanted to sit here and slay the mahi, I could leave him on the rod, hooked up in the rod holder in the water. I would loosen the drag a bunch, so if he wanted to swim around, he could keep swimming around. He's hooked in the corner of his mouth, so he's just gonna swim and just like hang out. And then all your other anglers could start pitching squid and ballyhoo and chunks of bait on their hooks, on their rods, and you could catch the mahi. But by the looks of it, these are all what we would call chickens. And there's a lingo for these mahi. But because we're not gonna keep him, I'm gonna let him go. I'll tell you more about these mahi. Grab the hooker. Turn it upside down. Off he goes. Away he goes. Nice job, Emily. Okay, let's tell you guys about these mahi. So we're only in 200 feet of water, less. We're in 168 feet of water. I'm looking at the machine right now, which is insanely close for mahi, so it's kind of cool that they're here. But typically a good rule of thumb is when you see small ones like this at 100 feet, go deeper. If they're here, there'll be bigger ones further out, most likely. Don't take my word for it. But, so there's categories of mahi. So we're gonna start with the chickens, and then we're gonna move up to the schoolies. And then after the schoolies, I'd call them the swingers? Swingers. So a swinger is when basically a swinger, yes. So the top is the slammer. The slammer is like the 35-pound fish, the massive one. And then the gaffer is the next size, which is like you have to gaff it. It's too small to flop it in the boat, but it's, yes, so you have to gaff it. And then the next size down would be the swinger, which means that it's kind of small to gaff, so you'll just like flop it in. You'll just take your rod and just go flop, like that. And then below that would be a schoolie, which you would also swing in the boat, but a schoolie is the size down. And that's when they're big enough to keep, but they're still like the smaller ones that are in the schools. And then the chicken. The chickens are the ones that you see them all in schools, but they're not big enough to keep. It's just some fish lingo for you guys. It's running. It's running? It's running. You ready? Yes. Fish was running with it. Here we go. Yeah! We're on. Oh boy. Is there a jack again? Feels like it. We're in the same area. And jacks are feisty fighters. Jacks fight good, pound for pound. Like Jack Crevalli's. Let's talk. I have for fun. Let's talk about a fact, Amanda. Let's list as many species of jacks as we can. Okay. Jack Crevalli, amberjack, yellow jack. Is it a blue runner a jack? It's definitely in that kind of family. That's for sure. Lift, drop and wind. Lift, drop and wind. Lift, drop and wind.
tip, guys, when you're fighting fish, don't lift and wind at the same time. So you don't want to be reeling, pulling up and reeling up. You only want to reel when you're moving the rod down. So you're bringing in line, but you're bringing the rod towards it. So down and wind. So lift and then drop and wind. Here we go, Amanda. I see color.
We see color.
We see color.
What color is it?
It's kind of almaco color. It's got those goldish yellows.
It's
Oh,
I think he's double hooked.
I think he got hooked by both hooks. All right, let's get him back down.
On the device.
On.
All right.
Time to send him down. We got him hooked. He's gonna go down with the descending device all the way back to 180 feet in his safe comfort of his home, where he is familiar with the pressure of his world. Fish is released. Device is coming up. Here we have it. No more fish. Whether you're fishing for mutton snappers, snowy groupers, red snappers, what almaco jacks like today, amberjacks, whatever you're fishing for, guys, depending on where you live, it is required to have a descending device. We use the equalizer. So make sure you look up your area and the regulations for where you are. And also, don't forget to get a fishing license, guys. Super simple, especially if you're in the state of Florida. Go outdoorsflorida.com, get your fishing license, and then go out and have some fun. So we'll put details for the descending device and how to get your fishing license, and all the important information will be down below for you. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. We hope you get out there, have fun, and stay safe.